Right now, as you watch this, your brain is quietly erasing something. A name, a face, a conversation from 3 hours ago, gone. Like someone hit delete on a file you never backed up. So here is the question that should keep you up at night. Why? Why would evolution, after millions of years of optimization, build a brain that loses its own data? Wouldn't perfect memory be the ultimate survival advantage? Most people think forgetting is a flaw, a bug in the system. Your brain is like an aging hard drive, slowly corrupting all its files. You can't remember where you parked. It sounds reasonable. After all, we celebrate people with extraordinary memories and pity those who lose theirs. We spend billions on supplements and brain training apps, trying to hold on to every scrap of information. The assumption, more memory equals better brain. But here is the thing, that assumption is dead wrong. Your brain is not a hard drive. It is something far more extraordinary and alive. Your brain is more like a city, a sprawling, buzzing metropolis of 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others through tiny synapses. Every second of your waking life, this city is flooded with 11 million bits of sensory data. The wall color, the hum of electricity. If your brain stored all of it permanently, it would be like a city that never demolished a single building, never cleared one road. Within days, the streets would be so jammed with useless structures that ambulances couldn't move, traffic would freeze, and the whole system would collapse. Forgetting is not the city falling apart. Forgetting is the demolition crew keeping the roads clear and the whole system running smoothly. How does this demolition actually work? To understand that, you need to see how a memory is born in the very first place. Picture this. You meet someone new at a party. Her name is Elena. The moment that sound hits, a constellation of neurons fires together. A unique electrical signature, like a pattern of city lights flickering on across a skyline. Canadian psychologist Donald Hebb figured out the rule decades ago. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Those cells physically change, growing new connections, strengthening old ones, forming what scientists call a memory trace. Elena's name is now etched into your neural cityscape. But here is where it gets fragile. That memory trace is not carved in stone. It is more like a path through tall grass. Walk it again tomorrow, and the path stays visible. Ignore it, and the grass grows back. Connections weaken, the synapses fade. Elena becomes that woman from somewhere. The trace dissolves, not because your brain failed, but because it lacked reinforcement. And reinforcement is not the only threat. Interference is a silent assassin. Imagine right after Elena tells you her name, your phone buzzes loudly. You glance at a text, reply with a thumbs up, look back at her. In 4 seconds, a tidal wave of data crashed through those circuits. The fresh information smeared the ink before it dried. This is why studying 2 similar Spanish words back to back leaves you remembering neither. The signals blur like overlapping radio stations. Storage failure and retrieval failure look identical from the outside. Both feel exactly like I forgot, but they are completely different problems. Sometimes the memory is still there, locked in a vault, and you simply lost the key. Think of a vast library with no catalog. The book exists somewhere in the dark. Without the right cue, you will never find it. That is why walking into your childhood kitchen can suddenly unlock a flood of memories you thought were lost. The cue is the catalog number. No number, no book, no cue, no memory. The information is locked away, not erased, simply waiting for the right trigger to bring it back. And here is the twist that rewrites everything. New research suggests your brain does not passively let memories decay. It actively destroys them on purpose. Scientists have found that when subjects are told to forget certain information, their recall drops far more than simple decay would ever explain. Something inside the brain is pressing the delete key deliberately, suppressing storage, blocking retrieval. Why? Because the world changes. Yesterday is not today. Yesterday's safe shortcut through the alley might be today's danger zone. Last season's ripeberry bush is now poisonous. Clinging to old information is lethal. Your brain is not a hoarder, it is a ruthless editor constantly asking one question: is this still useful? Keep what matters, cut the rest. So the next time you blank on a password, or forget why you walked into a room, or lose someone's name mid-conversation, take a breath. Your brain is not breaking down. It does exactly what evolution designed it to do: clearing roads, keeping the city alive and running. Right now, as you finish watching this, your brain is already deciding which parts of what I said to keep and which parts to erase. And honestly, that is not a flaw. That is not a failure. That is the single smartest thing your brain could possibly do.